Hey there, I'm Mr. Terry. I'm a high school history teacher. Welcome back to another History Teacher Reacts video. All right, I've come across this channel that does short videos, and the titles of their videos are like, what if country blank invades country blank? And I wanted to check out a few of these to see if it makes sense. All right, this channel is called 60 Second Club, and I'll make sure to link it down below. Let's see what they got here. All right, so the first we're checking out is called, what if the USA took every country?
What would happen if the US got really mad and started taking every country at once? First thing they would do is attack their northern neighbors, Canada, who would surrender pretty soon because of their weak army and peaceful politics.
I was wondering, do you think they'd go after Canada or Mexico first? Canada's military is no joke. I know they don't show it as much, but
Mexico would be getting worried since they knew they would be next. A lot of Mexican people in the south of the US would help the Mexican army take a first victory. But with the US sending all their trained soldiers, they would destroy the Mexican forces, quickly destroying them and taking all the Mexican territory.
I think it'd be one of those things where it depends on how long after Canada everyone else is going to join in. I think in so many scenarios, nobody would do anything if the United States did something like this.
The rest of the world would be getting worried now and would send help to the next victims of the war. With the European and Asian forces arriving, Central and South American countries would unite and prepare to destroy America. With this bloody war commencing, the experienced U.S. forces giving...
By the way, let's remember everyone here in the Western Hemisphere, okay? They took out Canada quick, or nobody else in the Western Hemisphere has nukes.
...it all, they would eventually fall to the many soldiers from the United Army.
All right, WUSA. All right, this one is, what if Spain returned their empire? I think this is an interesting thought. Let's see what they do.
What would happen if France got really mad and wanted revenge for Napoleon? First thing they would do is attack Germany, since their military is very weak right now. After taking their...
in an ultimate Uno reverse card, France invades Germany this time. Hey, Germany, do you have a Maginot Line?
...land, they would look at the Benelux countries, who would surrender and give their land to France because they would be scared. The other countries would see this and start preparing to join forces and destroy France.
So this is exactly what happened with Napoleon. Napoleon started invading, and the rest of Europe was like, no, we're going to go back to this more like balance of power.
France knew this would happen, and before the Allies can act, they would launch a quick attack trying to knock Italy out. However, due to mountain terrain between France and Italy, the French troops wouldn't have time to advance far, and with the other countries joining forces, they would destroy France from all fronts, taking Paris and ending the conflict.
So with this one, it was like the opposite of for the United States. The United States would just take everything, but France, sorry, you would lose. All right, this one is, what if Germany started World War II, but today?
What would happen if Germany got really mad and started a new war today?
Okay, invade Poland
Poland
first.
today is much stronger than before.
That's
and with
true.
Germany
Big
attacking
time.
them first, they would be able to throw a punch back.
Now, big time, Poland was supposed to be an ally, you know, because it was kind of bordered and kind of created by the UN, but this would have been much different. There would have been a lot more support. The Polish military is no joke now either.
But would ultimately be overrun in the end. This would really anger the Allies. Germany would have problems attacking France because of the line of bunkers across their border.
National line, still there,
Germany
baby.
Would have to declare war on the Benelux countries and would quickly run through them. However, the French troops would be getting ready, accompanied by British help coming from the north. They would free the Benelux states and, with their help, would march towards Berlin, taking it easily and winning the war. And so, what would happen if Germany got really mad and started a...
All right, so it's just the same thing that happened, I guess, in World War I, except the United States never had to join. And in this one, Russia never even joined. So you just got Poland falling, and then Britain and France would take it out together. All right, this video is, what if Turkey attacked everyone? Now, this could be problematic because Turkey is actually part of NATO, so that would piss off all of NATO. Let's see what they do.
What would happen if Turkey got really mad and attacked every country at once? First thing
Revive
they
the
would
Ottoman
do
Empire.
is attack Syria, who wouldn't be able to resist the mighty Turkish army. They would use this new territory to attack Iraq and Lebanon in hopes of reuniting the Ottoman Empire.
That's what I was saying.
Lebanon would surrender, but Iraq would try to resist, but would end up getting destroyed.
Now, the Lebanese army is no joke comparative with how small it actually is, but yes. Now, again, I wonder here if NATO gets involved. Probably not in this one, because NATO has historically kind of sat by when stuff like attacking the Middle East happens.
Helping Turkey finally reunite Ottoman Empire, they would change their focus to Europe now,
That's the
attacking
weak
their
side of
lifelong
it.
enemies, Greece. Greece would
weak
be a
sides
tough
of the
match for
Ottoman
them
Empire.
because of the strong Greek army and
It's
small
true. See, the Greeks have already been wanting a chance to fight against the Ottomans too. The Turks and Greeks hate each other.
land space to attack. However, with the help of the Ottoman
We need another
fleet, they would be able to
Constantinople,
surprise
huh?
Greece and take their land.
Yeah.
Balkan would be getting worried now, and with the Europe sending them help, they would unite their forces and begin a war with the Ottomans. The United
Yep.
Balkan army would be too much for the Ottomans.
Oh, so just the Balkans. Balkan revenge for the Ottoman Empire. What do you guys think? Balkans all come together? Are they going to take? And I'm using Ottomans in this hypothetical situation. Take over the Turks?
With Greek forces joining them, they would quickly destroy the Turkish forces, ending this conflict.
Do you think that was a hot take? Balkans versus Turkey. Let me know down below what you think. All right, this video sounds delightful because it's the scenario that no one thought of. What if Switzerland attacked everyone?
What would happen if Switzerland got really mad and got every country it wants?
I will tell you first off, the Swiss military also no joke, but they're going on the offensive. Attacking Switzerland is very different than Switzerland attacking.
First thing they would do is attack Austria, who wouldn't expect this and would get ran over pretty quickly.
Why Austria,
With
do
their
you
new
think?
army, they would want to unite all German countries, but they still wouldn't have the power. They would demand that Hungary,
A new
Czech Republic,
Anschluss.
and Slovakia join them right now. And with only Hungary accepting, they would attack with their new mighty army,
Now attack the
destroying them
Austro-Hungarian
and getting
Empire.
some new territory. Swiss army would finally have the numbers to attack Germany
Greater
and would
Swiss
declare war on
Austrian-Hungarian
them.
Empire.
Even though they would start pushing Germans back, Germany would call their NATO allies, France
Yeah,
and
I don't know
Italy,
if they're
to
beating the
help them,
Germans.
with Switzerland now fighting a war
Doesn't that sound funny now? Now France is coming to help Germany.
against three strong countries. Their army wouldn't be able to resist them, leading to a loss in this conflict.
Here's the thing though, man. I am a believer that Switzerland can't be taken over. It is literally just a giant mountain fortress. I think they just pushed Switzerland back into Switzerland. All right, in this video, China is going ham because it's what if China went all in?
That's what would happen if China got mad and started attacking every country at once. China would have a massive army, and with more
They
people
become the
being recruited,
imperialists.
other countries would start getting worried. Their first victim
sure.
would be Mongolia, who wouldn't stand a chance against the mighty Chinese army. They would now share a long border with Russia.
They've been waiting for 800 years to avenge the Mongols taking over their country.
Who is their biggest ally. They would attack the whole
That's right.
Central Asia next,
They're
attacking
buddies.
6 countries at once. Even though the enemy
They're
would have
invading
a much
Xbox.
smaller army, they would still hold their defenses for a long time.
Yeah,
but
they
in
would-
the end,
they would
China
roll
would
over
destroy
all
their
the Stan
soldiers, taking
countries.
their whole territory.
Yeah, I mean, I get scared of the Afghanistan thing. This history shows us you can't beat Afghanistan.
The U.S. would be getting worried and would send their soldiers along with NATO to
Yeah,
India.
this would be
who will
World
the
War
next
III.
Chinese victim. With China
Absolutely.
attacking India, they would quickly run through some of their territory. But with the terrain advantage and a much bigger army, U.S. and NATO forces would liberate India and start pushing into Chinese territory. Their tries to defend would be in vain.
Okay, now we got a nuclear war at this point, right? India has nukes, United States has nukes, China has nukes, Russia has nukes.
And after some time, China would fall, ending this conflict.
Okay, this was the scariest one of all because this is the end of the world. All right, this one is what if the UK attacked everyone? All right, new British Empire 2.0.
What would happen if UK got mad and got every country at once? First thing they would do is attack Ireland, their old enemies. Even though
True.
UK would have a really strong army, the Irish army would surprise them with their strength, but would get destroyed in the end by the mighty British.
That would be so bloody, though. The Irish, I think it'd be one of those things. The Irish would be fighting to the last man.
Next thing they would do is look to get some land across the sea. They would attack the Netherlands, who wouldn't be able to put up a great fight
True.
and would be demolished. The British would feel invincible and would go into Belgium and Luxembourg. taking them
friends with
quickly.
Belgium,
They would
though.
send their whole army to the border with
Not in
Germany,
this scenario.
wanting to end them once and for all.
See,
They
this
would
is where I don't
rampage
think-
through German land. However, other strong countries would join this conflict.
I don't know if they would push into Germany that much, though. Okay, this isn't the British Navy.
Being afraid that Britain would attack them next, their troops in Germany would be pushed back, and after some time, destroyed by the European countries.
Yeah. It would just, there end up being a Dunkirk 2.0.
With no army left, they would be open to an invasion, and in the end, would lose this conflict.
See, I don't know if they would, I think it would just stop there. I think it would just be like what happened in World War II with Dunkirk. Push them back in, and then, you know, you can try your attack, but it probably isn't going to work after that. All right, I think we're finally asking the real questions with this one, because this one is, what if aliens invaded Earth?
What would happen if aliens attacked Earth? They would land in the west of the US and instantly begin their world domination campaign.
Why the US?
Since the world would hear this pretty quickly. This will send everyone into panic mode and cause the whole world to finally unite and work together to beat the aliens.
I don't know if I'm so sure. Did you see that movie, The Arrival, where all the countries just started bickering at each other and distrusting each other? I almost think it'd be more like that.
However, even with the United World Army, this battle would be impossible. Aliens would have special weapons and spaceships which would demolish the human forces and take their whole land.
Travel.
The only thing humans could do is surrender, but that isn't the end of the story.
We surrender and then we just become like slaves, or they just like harvest our bodies.
Since the Earth would be inhabitable for the aliens, the only thing they could do is make a peace deal with the humans and leave the planet. What would happen?
Maybe. Because you could have a War of the World situation where the aliens come here, and once they hit our land, they die from all of the bacterias and disease. Okay, this video is all about revenge. This one is what if Poland attacked everyone? No longer are they going to be the punching bag.
What would happen if Poland got mad and got every country it wants? First thing Poland would want to do is attack Germany. However, that wouldn't be possible right now because of the strong German army. Poland would have to look elsewhere.
Go after Russia.
The first thing they would do is send an ultimatum to the Baltic states, telling them to join Poland.
It's true, though. They could be like, hey, you're like us. You hate the Germans and you also hate the Russians. Let's make an alliance. Let's revive the Hanseatic League minus Germany.
Lithuania would accept, but the other two countries wouldn't. So Poland would declare war on them, and with their strong army, quickly take them. They would decide to help their friend Ukraine and declare a war on Russia. With NATO helping them too, they would start pushing Russia back, and after some time, force them to surrender.
Okay, haven't we learned enough about invading Russia? It doesn't work.
With their newfound strength, Poland would finally be able to attack Germany. However, other countries would be worried and would declare war on Poland. Even with their best efforts, Poland...
You still wonder if it would just like be a neutral thing with this, though.
...wouldn't be able to fight a war against everyone and would eventually lose, ending this conflict.
Sorry, you're still not beating Russia. All right, North Korea's pissed now. Let's see what happens.
What would happen if North Korea got mad and started attacking every country at once? First thing they would do is get their army to the border and attack South Korea. After some time, and after a fierce conflict, North Korea would destroy their forces.
Now remember, we've seen this before. This is literally how the Korean War went, but the United States joined up, pushed them back, and then China joined and pushed the US back.
In their territory, other countries wouldn't be able to declare war on them because they would be scared of nukes. Their next victim would be Japan, who has a pretty strong army,
but there were nukes at the time the first Korean War happened, and that didn't stop anybody.
Koreans sending all their soldiers to their territory. They would take the Japanese islands and take their whole territory.
Nope. This is only if the United States stays out. No way the United States doesn't do that. United States protects Japan. We are literally their military. Nope.
They would make a crucial mistake and would attack the United States, who have the far stronger army.
Wouldn't have got to
the
this
strong
point.
U.S. Navy. North Koreans wouldn't be able to attack their land.
Yeah,
and
North
with
Korean
them
Navy's
having
a
enough,
joke.
they would launch a nuclear bomb on North Korea, ending this conflict. What would...
Yeah, the country's gone. All right, in this scenario, Italy is sick of getting made fun of and flip-flopping and have bad tanks and all this stuff. They actually want to revive the Roman Empire. This is what if Italy attacked everyone.
What would happen if Italy got mad and got every country at once? First thing they would do is attack Slovenia, who wouldn't have the strength to defend their country and would be demolished by Italy. They would attack Croatia.
Okay, so now they're actually taking back the stuff that they were supposed to be promised in World War I that nobody gave them.
Next, splitting their forces in two and taking them quickly. After this, they would proclaim the new Roman Empire, which would really worry their neighbors. They would look at the north side, wanting to take back some old Roman territory.
So is this where the Serbs, though, and the Bosnian stuff would be like, all right, let's put aside our Yugoslavia differences. We're going to unify at this point.
They would attack Austria and Switzerland, violating the Swiss neutrality.
They would go to the rest of the Slavic
result
states?
in a lot of countries declaring war on the new Roman Empire. They would shock everyone with their surprise attack on France, who would surrender. With the Europe divided now, they would try to take out some big countries, but with US finally sending their soldiers, the battle would change. With the trained US soldiers leading the battle, they would free France and demolish the Roman army. Pretty soon, they would rush into the Roman territory, taking Rome and ending this
Italy
conflict.
got greedy.
What would happen if...
All right, the Pope is angry in this one because it's what if the Vatican attacked everybody? The Vatican is the size of a neighborhood.
What would happen if Vatican got angry and took every country at once? First thing they would need to do is recruit their army. They would call Catholic people from many countries to come join them, and they would make
The Pope goes to his secretary, "Get me the Catholics on the phone. Get me the Catholics onto the phone."
a strong army. Their first victim would be Italy,
He's actually
and they would
Argentine,
actually
so
start winning the battle,
Spanish
shocking
accent.
everyone. With more people joining the Vatican army every day, they
Catholics
would finally
versus
have
the
the strength
world.
and would beat Italy. They would attack France now, quickly pushing through the mountains.
Wouldn't the Italians actually just like group up with them? They're like the super Catholics.
Even though the French army would fight strong, they would quickly be demolished. Other big countries would be worried now, looking at how big the Vatican became. They would
Catholic
attack them
Empire.
from two fronts, quickly running through them. They would progress far after some time, and would reach Vatican City, taking it and ending this conflict.
And then the Spanish too. See the Spanish and the Italians be fighting on their side. It's like it would just be another like Protestants versus Catholics war here. All right, you've already gone through this scenario, but what if Russia got mad?
What would happen if Putin got mad and got every country he wants? First thing they would do is get their
Revive
army
the
ready
Russian
and
Empire.
attack Ukraine. However, NATO would immediately send their
Already
army to
happening.
help Ukraine, which would slow
Yeah, we're
down.
finding out that's not happening though. I don't know when this was made. Have they been aware of what's actually happening? NATO is not helping Ukraine. They're giving them stuff, but they're not boots on the ground because Ukraine's not part of NATO.
On Russia by a lot. With the new Russian forces coming in, they would finally have the strength and would take Ukraine. Russia would quickly attack the Baltic countries, and before NATO could act,
Makes
they would
sense.
be defeated. With
Now that is when NATO would come in because those countries are part of NATO.
Belarus joining the Russian territory, the tensions in the world would
Belarus
be
would
at the
join
highest level
Russia.
in history. The US would send their army to Europe and would be ready for another world war.
Yeah.
Russia would attack Poland, but there would be a huge amount of soldiers, impossible to defeat. However, this would all be just a trick because Russia would send most of their army to Finland, attacking them unprepared
You think they would try again? It already basically failed.
and winning the battle. The world would be at a brink of a nuclear war.
That's
and to
true.
avoid that, a peace deal would be signed,
Yay.
letting Russia keep a part of the territory they occupied.
Probably.
And that's what would happen if Putin got mad and got every country he wants.
All right, you guys. I think there are some more videos here, but we're going to end the video now. If you want to see me cover more of these, just let me know. This was a lot of fun. We'll see you all next time. Bye.